Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. I'm glad you're here. So, Tiny Tuesday. I'm gonna try something a little different. I think I'm gonna do a jelly plate today. And I saw a technique and I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna give it a shot. I haven't done any jelly plating for a bit, so we're going to try it on this next set of pages. And I want this to be flatter, so this is what I'm doing. So I found a different page that will make this pretty flat, and I have my little small jelly plate out here, and then I have an image that I'm going to work with. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to set this off to the side for now. I'm going to clip this, so maybe it'll relax a little bit and make it easier when it gets time to put it in. Do I have a big clamp? Yes, I do. So we're gonna clamp these together for a little bit, see if we can get the book to relax some, so it'll be easier when we do the pull, because we are going to do the pull right onto the book. So fingers crossed that's gonna work. I don't know. Here is a little magazine image that I pulled. It's just in one of my little magazines. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to lay this little friend on here like so, and now our image is going to end up being reversed. So what I'm going to do is outline it with some black, and then we're going to paint it in, and hopefully this works. Like I said, I am not completely sure it will, but we're going to give it a shot. And I have a little scrap piece of paper. I tried to find a really fine tip, like paint marker, and I did not find a super fine one. So we're going to just do the best we can. So I am just tracing our little bird onto the jelly plate like so. And this is kind of at an angle. I wish I had a finer tip, but I don't. So we're just, it's an experiment, right? So we're just going to keep trying things and seeing what happens. So let's do some wing here. Let's see, tail, like so. Have our little foot come down. Okay, so that is the start of what I have going on. So that is going to be the outline. Now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to take the image off the back, because we're going to use that as reference. Now, am I going to paint him this color? I don't know yet. I think I need to put something lighter colored so you guys can see. I should have thought about that. It is what it is, but I'm going to just put this here for now. And I'm going to start painting him once he's dry. So I might have to do some pausing and coming back as these layers dry. But in the meantime, I can start picking out some paint that I want to use. So I have my little palette here. And we could stay true. I really like how light colored this is. Now, let me see if I can tell you what kind of bird this is, because I'm not. This is a American tree sparrow. It is so pink, but it's kind of fun. So I think I'm going to try and go with that a little bit. It's not going to be perfect. This is not going to be a perfect little bird. This is going to be our interpretation. So we could go wild with the color. But we'll see. So, oh man. So I'm just going to start getting some color out to kind of maybe do some fun blending and mixing to lay down some color. Maybe we'll do some fun background. I think I'm going to make it really bright, do a really bright background. I don't know, maybe add some other elements in here. Just picking colors I like. We might want a little white for blending. Let's see, some red, some of that tealy green color. Let's see, how about maybe a little bit of this yellow ochre. I don't really know. We'll see what happens. I have no idea. We're just kind of gonna wing it and wing it. Go with it. All right, I hope you're having a great day. Maybe a little bit of brown for some of the highlights, maybe. We could just go off the wall and just do whatever, so we'll see. We'll see. And then I need some brushes. I should have brought a little thing of water. Let me get that really quick. So I could have done some more lines. I could have, there's so many ways that I could have like picked images differently. So we're adding, because when you do jelly plates, you're working from the front to the back. So let's get some of these kind of brown kind of feather marks, I guess. And you know what? Let's, instead of making them brown, I think I do want to make them teal. So we're going to make this a really bright little friend. And hopefully this doesn't blend in too much to the background. So I'm going to start with layering on some of those to start with. Just kind of making some little feathery, I probably should go this direction. Feathers go that way. Little feathery lines. On him. And yeah, this is probably going to take a fair amount of time to dry. So hopefully I have enough time to make this work. Okay, that's kind of pretty. Maybe I'll just kind of do that. All right, I guess we're going, he's going to be a teal bird today. And there's like a really, really bright spot in there. Oh, we got to get his eye in before we, let's see, let's do, I think I'll just use the paint marker, paint pen to do the eye. There, I'm going to let that dry. Let's do a little line on his beak too. Okay, so that needs to dry up there. Let that dry. Let's do. And this is just acrylic paint that I'm using. All right, so what do we want to do in the background? We should do something on the background here too. So let's let that dry a little bit. Let's work on the background some before we come back in and add another layer of stuff. Let's just kind of do some blobby colors, maybe kind of reminiscent of like a sunset or something. I don't know. So we have that black line there already. So if we overlap a tiny bit, it's going to be fine. Like I said, this is an experiment. I don't know how it's going to go. And every paint works different. You can have like humidity changes, like your jelly plates. I don't know. There's so many like weird little things when it comes to jelly plating that sometimes it feels like you have a day where everything you put on them absolutely works, and then other days it's terrible and nothing seems to work properly. So whatever. This might be one of those days. We shall see. Okay, so now I'm going to come back in with a little bit of the red just to add some like and I'm going to grab a little brown. Okay, I think I'm really happy with that right at the moment. So I'm going to let this dry really well before I put the next layer on. So that is okay. So we just have a little bit of brown down on the bottom here that's not quite dry. The rest of it is dry. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the final layer on and we're going to go with it because I want this to have enough time to dry so that I can finish it today because I need to, because it's Monday. I should have done something on the weekend, but you know what, stuff happens. So I'm gonna go in with this yellow and it's gonna fill in everything, so hopefully that will be nice to have as our finishing situation here. So hopefully everything is going to work the way that we wish it to be. So putting on our final layer, and I was saving the bottom here for last since I know that might go in a little. Okay, so nice thin layer, and I brought my brayer out just in case. Now this is going to be the tricky part. So I'm trying to think of what would be the best, is to put this on something heavy on top of it or put the book down first. I'm so on the fence with this because it's not flat. This is not a flat surface. We're going to lose some in the crease. Our book did relax a little bit. So I think we're just going to do our best and try and line up our friend. I think I'm going to try and focus on the bird first. There and there. Okay. Now I should have grabbed my book beforehand, biscuits, because this, I want to keep this nice even pressure on it until it dries. So this is going to be tricky. Do I have anything heavy here? I need to call an assistant. All right. Wait. Slide my hand out more. Okay.
Okay.
Eep.
Can I do anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Now this is gonna sit and dry. So thank you, lovely assistant. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry a bit and then I will show you guys the end result. So hopefully it turns out. If it doesn't, we learn something, right? And that's what's important. Okay, this has been sitting for an hour and a half, roughly-ish. So let's find out what we got happening, because I don't know. it's gonna, like I said, this was an experiment, and I'm wondering if, oh, okay. All right, so, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. This was an experiment, and it wasn't lined up. I should have tried to line up the top, but it is what it is. So let's find out if it is, okay, that side was pretty good. Okay, it worked really well though. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. So, yeah. He is darling. He's absolutely darling. Even though, you know, we have the center section of our page that's a little bit, you know, we couldn't get in there. That turned out really well though. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm not doing anything else with this. Now, I could try and blend the edges or something like that, or put something in there. But you know what? This is a book of little tiny experiments. So this is definitely a technique I'm going to try again on some things. And I actually have, since I had leftover paint, let me show you what I did. I just randomly grabbed something and did it. Let me grab it quick. But this bird turned out way better than I could have actually dreamed. So where's the image I used? I'll show you that first. If I can find it. My desk is such a disaster right now. I've got to do a clean today. All right, so I used this image just because it was on my desk. And I used this to trace and whatnot. And I didn't do it super tidy or anything like that. I'm like, I have paint to use up. So this is what I did. Same basic technique, but I added some background texture as I went. So this was from this. And yeah, so mirror image because it was from behind. And that is how that turned out as well. And then I just used a piece of this encyclopedia that I used to put weight on that. So there you go. Give that a try. I'm going to experiment with that some more. And this bird turned out so stinking cute. I don't know. Here, I'll bring it close so you guys can see. And then we are going to call that good for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to be up on my... So our cutie patootie little friend, jelly plating right into your book. So it worked. I'm happy. I hope you guys give it a try. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. But art with your heart, you never know what you can make. Have a great day. Bye.